We know epic adventures and memorable triumphs and lifelong bonds, and in some cases Shakespearean tragedy await some of the main characters in Solo, a Star Wars story.
This is part of what makes Solo, a Star Wars story, so much fun. Every time a character says something that hints at a future catchphrase, every time there's a reference to an as-yet unseen planet or a character who will show up later in the timeline, every time we get a glimpse of an iconic piece of equipment, every time there's an initial meeting between characters who will share a lifelong connection, we smile and nod and maybe even clap a little, because we know exactly how it's all going to play out.
The Solo story, superbly directed by the veteran Ron Howard, who took over after the original co-directors were fired over the time-honored creative differences, takes place a decade before the events of Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope, which would put Han Solo's age in the new movie at right around 20. Alden Ehrenreich, Blue Jasmine, Hail, Caesar, is quite a bit smaller than Harrison Ford, and he doesn't bear much of a facial resemblance to the man who made Solo a legend, but Ehrenreich delivers a winning performance and does a fantastic job of foreshadowing certain characteristics and tendencies of Ford as Han, without delving into impersonation.
Young Han is a cocky, independent wise-ass specializing in small-time thievery and smuggling, and getting into big-time trouble. He's quick and smart and reckless and oh so green. So green he doesn't even have a last name at the outset of this story. How he comes to be called Han Solo is a plot treat I won't spoil for you.
3 years after having narrowly escaped arrest on his home planet of Corellia, called a sewer by one character, and we can see why, Han is still trying to cobble together the funds to buy his own ship so he can return and hopefully rescue Kira, Emilia Clarke, his girlfriend and partner in adventure.
Spotting an opportunity to make that elusive big score, Han talks his way into a team of rogue criminals, with Chewie part of the deal. Woody Harrelson is the legendary career criminal Tobias Beckett, a charming and duplicitous sort who warns Han to never trust anyone, ever. Thandie Newton is Beckett's partner in crime and life, Val. Jon Favreau voices the multi-limbed Ardennian pilot Rio Durant, who takes an instant liking to Han.
Remember what I said about Ehrenreich not really resembling or imitating Harrison Ford, and yet doing such a great job? The same applies to Glover's interpretation of a younger Lando. Ehrenreich and Glover click, whether they're facing off as rivals in a high-stakes card game, or having each other's back when guns are blazing and bombs are exploding.
The real treasures, though, are all those pre-iconic moments, all those launching points for beautiful friendships and future conflicts. In some ways this is one of the lighter of the Star Wars adventures, as we know beyond any doubt Han, Lando and Chewie will live to fight another day. Not that there aren't moments of loss and sorrow and betrayal.